Cleanliness is next to godliness.
Well, when you want to see the animals, you'll be able to get Good morning, you deer hunting fanatics. We're here in Wyoming, and the sun just came up. We were out doing our first scout of this season. Today is antelope season, and tomorrow is deer season. So we're headed out. Got Alan here. He's going to be Mr. Cameraman, and we're going to give it our best shot here. It's just about 55 degrees here. Nice, cool, crisp. With this low humidity out here in the western outdoors, it makes for a very good morning to start the day. Stay tuned. There we go. The rest of them are over here.
Well, we had finally made it to the great state of Wyoming. We had drove through the night in hopes to beat the daylight. We needed to take this opportunity to scout for mule deer, as we knew we would be hunting this area evening 3 and morning 4. Fortunately, we had already spotted a few potential shooter mule deer and had full day of antelope hunting ahead, so we had high hopes and big expectations for this hunt.
Everybody's enjoying their opening day. We're out here in Wyoming, and it is an awesome day. We're out here at First Light getting ready to do some stalking for some mule deer. My plan is to spend 20 minutes at each stalking location, go up maybe 200-300 yards and find another one, and do that for a series as we're working these top ridges looking for mule deer to get bedded down. So I hope you're enjoying your opening day just as much as we are here in Wyoming. Take care. Can you tell what he is? He's got his head up. I think he's a shooter, man. Yeah, I do. Okay, that sounds good. When he turned like that, I got a glimpse of it. I think he had a decent rack on him. I'm zoomed in all the way.
this ridge. So we're going to make our move before it gets a little bit too light on us. We're going to go down on the shady side, move in, determine if he's a shooter or not, try to close the gap. So stay tuned.
Well, it was at this point that we became aware of two things. First, in fact, yes, this was a shooter mule deer. And secondly, he had gone from a calm grazing into high alert. There was also 3 antelope in the area, and all we could do was freeze and in hopes to wait him out. There was no question that this was a mature mule deer. This was my first trip to Wyoming and my first mule deer hunt, and my heart was racing. I was sitting on pins and needles. My only question is how are we going to be able to close the gap to move in on this mule deer? He stood there for what seemed like forever, but I'm sure it was only just a few minutes. When we had first spotted this mule deer, he was over 500 yards away, and here we sat, only 300 yards with him in the distance. I'm from the Midwest, and I love my whitetail hunting. But it was at this moment that I fell in love with mule deer. I knew that this was a special buck, and this was the moment I could tell that we're looking at a very large 5x5. Even though the monster mule deer had moved off and seemingly bedded, we still had these antelopes in the area holding us in our position, and we did not want to risk spooking him again.